Who is OG pressure? That is a question that always associated with the entrepreneur, artist, producer, songwriter, and CEO of a small international record label, dubbed Rocket City Records. To get to that question, you have to go back. Way back. This story starts around the early 90s in two locations. One location is Hazel Green, Alabama, and the other is Berkeley, Alabama.
To the young G's that's dying over building blocks, looking at their favorite rappers, talking about they pitching rocks. Lost souls, meeting crossroads before they legal age. Streets is paved with niggas' DNA, I'm trying to bring the change. I know we come from underprivileged spaces, but if you find some inspiration, dog, that shit is contagious. We need leaders more than Yeezy sneakers, and since a fetus, we've been treated like the world can't see us. From now I pledge allegiance to give my all, lead the streets, get involved. These intentions in the song, I promise y'all is only pure. I've been where you at. I know you gotta stay with your strap, but it's a difference between self-defense and looking for stats. My cousin Mike got hit at 17. Just a kid was full of dreaming. Still to this day I never comprehend just what it mean. Why they had to take his life, searching for a better way. I hope that y'all start thinking twice. One day we gon' get it right. Really just a plug. What if he got some information you might need? That shit can change your whole beliefs. We incomplete, repping streets that we don't own a thing on. Before I leave this earth, I be that shoulder you can lean on. Y'all got so much potential, hustle and ambition, working around the system, taking missions. Learn to go and get them till you stuck in prison. When they lock their cage on you, who gon' really...
So let's talk about the way I came up. So really, if you look at Berkeley and Hazel Green, those are two small towns inside of Alabama that a lot of people don't even know exist. So if you really start, with Hazel Green, that's where, basically I really grew up. That's where I went to school at. That's where, you kind of got a lot of developmental things in that town. It's a small town about 5 miles outside of Fayetteville, Tennessee. So definitely growing up there made an impact on my life, and it definitely kind of molded me into the individual that I am. Growing up in Hazel Green, a lot of people may not see it now because it's so diverse and there's a lot of people moving from out of town. There's a lot of development and a lot of building going on, but it was racist as hell growing up. So, Hazel Green was that place where, you have this friend and y'all could be hanging out for a year or so, but then as soon as they get upset with you, they want to call you the N-word. They want to call you a nigga and you had to bust them upside the head. So that's kind of how we grew up out there. Berkeley, on the other hand, is a small community over by Hampton Cove, as they call it today, Owens Crossroads area. That is what I call gladiator school. So, growing up over there, we seen a lot of violence, a lot of drug dealing. And that is kind of what gave us, hate to say it, but the skills to be able to go to Hazel Green and combat what was going on. So you go over there and you fight all weekend long and you get it in, every man for himself, God for us all. And then you go back to Hazel Green and these poor, unsuspected children that want to call you out your name will never understand the torture that they about to go through.
You walk around the road, man, come out.
Hey, T,
You know what I'm
The
saying?
Jay keep that motherfucker in the face with some goddamn work boots on, man. That motherfucker look like Mr. Elephant Man. The Jay said, man, I thought we was playing.
We were wrestling. What you talking about?
Yeah, Lil Jay said, man, we were playing. Hi, if anybody. If they playing, how come I'm the only one that got food?
From an early age, OG Pressure was subjected and witnessed violence. It was at times very extreme. He wrote in his book titled Trapped. Growing up witnessing everything from brutal beatings and shootings had become normal. He recounted seeing his grandmother in the back of an ambulance because her and his mother had thrown objects at one another, resulting in his grandmother needing stitches. As a kid, seeing how adults would go after one another with the veracity of a caged animal, this would stick with you. Being helpless in any situation was just not how it should be.
Um, growing up, I always remember hearing stories and stuff when you would get over there on the weekends because she, at the time, did have a problem with alcohol. As we say today, people can't hold their liquor. And one of her problems was she couldn't keep her hands to herself. Now, mind you, my grandmama was a little bitty lady, probably, 5'5", 90 something pounds. But man, you talking about a mean streak. Um, but yeah, it was plenty times, even as a kid, she would get, mad at my granddaddy and stuff. And I remember being a little kid and we would all take off running out of the house and we'd be running out through, the yard or whatever. And you hear boom, boom, boom. And you look back and you just see, fire jumping out the barrel of a gun. She'd be standing there in the doorway, emptying the gun. So yeah, definitely a lot, a lot of violence. I remember I had a cousin that, of course, was being disrespectful. So, and in those times, especially you talking 90s and stuff, disrespect wasn't tolerated, especially in my family. I don't know about everybody else's family. I can't really speak on that. But in my family, ain't no such thing as disrespect, especially towards an elder. But they were getting the house remodeled. And I think he was in and out, in and out. And they told him, you need to stay outside somewhere. And he went outside and he slammed the door. And I remember they were putting a floor down, and the floor was like a vinyl floor. And I remember them coming out and getting on his ass. And I mean, you talking about like the movie Roots or something like that. I remember seeing the welts and blood pouring from those welts on his back. It was nothing for, motherfucker to pick up a drop cord and beat the hell out of a kid, or, take a hose pipe, be outside and take a dang hose pipe. I had a cousin one time was sniffing gas, which, that's something of his own. But granddaddy found out about it and took a piece of hose pipe and put it on his ass. He had some cousins that wouldn't listen to their mama doing what they want to do, being disrespectful. And I remember because of the farm, you had them tools. And I remember they got a whooping with a bull whip. Like, it was nothing out of the ordinary. Even for us, I never, and I honestly have to say that, like, when it came to being disciplined like that, I don't ever remember even getting a whooping per se by my grandparents. I remember being popped in the mouth one time because I said something smart. Granddaddy had asked me something or something, and I said, had some kind of smart comment, and he just kind of like pop me. But you talking about like workers back then, hands like a dang cinder block. And my nose was bleeding, my pride was hurt. But yeah, definitely disrespect. It was literally everything was yes sir, no sir, yes sir, yes ma'am. And even I remember like they would call you or something, you'd be like, huh? Be like, I told you about that motherfucker, huh? Like, bro, like it was definitely different, but we love to be there. Like, I feel like Berkeley really wasn't a place. Yeah, kids, we kind of had fun and stuff. It was better than being at the house, but I don't think it was really a place for kids because you had a bunch of, adults that didn't know how to discipline kids. They was just doing what they thought they needed to do.
See, the way things worked back in an earlier time when it came to discipline was anything went. The reason that some had it so bad was that in a personal belief that they had to train their children on how to act or how to be in public. If you didn't do so, it would possibly be a mob from another race that would. This is really not different from today, in a time where teachers are scared of the parents are afraid of the children, and the children are afraid of nobody. So now as a society, we are being wiped out at an overwhelming rate. The crack cocaine era. The cocaine era was definitely a crazy time to be alive. OG Pressure recounts seeing how the world transformed overnight. Even in small towns like Berkeley, nobody could turn an eye to the change that was happening. It went from country life and going to the farm on the weekends to no animals and traffic up and down the street all day. A road that was at one time empty had become like a highway. The income from such activities was also everywhere. The telltale signs was cars with loud music, barbecues where certain people would just set it out for everybody. People that hadn't had much was spending like crazy.
So let's talk about Joe Crossroad during the crack epidemic. It was the 90s, crack was everywhere. Even small, towns wasn't safe. To go from a quiet town that was built on pride, as far back as I can trace all the way back to, the 1860s, Berkeley was a place kind of like Black Wall Street. So when we think of what Black Wall Street was, Berkeley was that for us. We talking, one of the original schools during the civil rights era, hundreds of acres that belonged to the people. So like Joe Crossroad, for instance, that's a road named after my great-great-grandfather, Joe Cross. It was owned by them. There wasn't any sharecropping stuff, contrary to what the history books and what people want to tell us. They had their own farms, their own gardens. They had stores, blacksmith shops. Berkeley was that place. So to go from that to what drugs done to a small, area like that, you would barely see cars on the road, and all of a sudden there's cars lying down each side of the road. There's crackheads running up and down the road, hollering and screaming and fighting over, who gonna get what sales so they could pinch off of the dope. And, it was just total chaos and pandemonium. There was a story, of how my grandfather had someone on the inside on his payroll. So every time the STAC team, which is the drug task force in Madison County, every time they would get ready to do a bust, they would call him and give him a heads up so he was able to hide everything. So it was like a whole summer of, we would be up at the barn, I remember, and you would hear they had 5.0 Mustangs. We would hear them turning them up coming down the street. So we'd all strike out running towards the house. We little kids, we didn't even know what was going on for real, for real. We just following the lead of our older cousins and everybody screaming 5-0, 5-0, trying to warn everybody. But by the time you would make it to the house, all the adults would be in handcuffs on the curb. And of course, like I say, we didn't exactly know what was going on. But there's a particular time, I guess my grandfather told my grandmama to put the stuff up, and she didn't listen for whatever reason. Well, task force came, they found the dope. She was charged with it, intent to distribute crack cocaine, and she was sentenced to 15 years. Not long after that, we lost her aunt as well to the correctional system, and then a cousin. And they didn't care about us. So my cousin, for instance, she was pregnant. She wound up giving birth and having to turn her infant child, couple days, couple months over, to family, while she went to serve her sentence. And then my mother was sentenced as well. Same thing, intent to distribute, 15 years. So my mother went to prison for the first time when I was 11 years old. They sent them to a place down in South Alabama we had never heard of, Wetumpka. The prison is Tutwiler Correctional Facility. We just had no clue, being so young, how hard life was about to get, and it did get hard.
I've been going through a lot of things lately, and I'm just trying to find my
done made it through some of the worst days. School system hated us ever since first grade. Parents busy, they ain't coming to none of our ball games. My ambition kicked in early, I had to get it. Working out for my dreams minus the calisthenics. Mine ran a mile a minute, went and found a business. Playing in these streets, there's trouble deeper than traffic tickets. Moving work when the problem started piling. Young dudes, shoes leaning, got us looking at them Jordans. Barely an adult, dealing with a baby mama. So the only real way to get respect is making dollars. Got families doing biz, got kids raising kids. Do anything for survival, I'm just grateful that I live. I made myself a promise that I had to do it big. Years past, looking back, and that's exactly what I did. Yeah, straight from the crib.
I've been going through a lot of things lately, and I'm just trying to find my way up out the dark. You feel me? And I'll be damned if I'ma let a hard time change
It won't break me.
I'm trying to find my way up out the dark. I know you gotta feel me. Feel me.
Much older, it ain't peaches and cream. Rap game changed up, it ain't as smooth as it seems. Doing shows, videos, my clothes might be designer, but the cons outweighing the pros, I'm still grinding. Labels lowballing, they calling me for a meeting. Offers looking awful, I hardly give them a greeting. My team self-sustained, learn to hustle in the game. But the youth nowadays wanna see you wearing chains. Balenciaga sneakers more important than your features. They don't understand I'm talking business with the leaders. Long-term goals, I ain't moving when I'm eager. They on money bag, yo, I want bags bigger than Bieber. Pressure don't break, I never fold no matter what. Even if I ain't at the top, you see me climbing up. If they hate, line them up. We done ate cowards up. Got it out the mud, now we cleaning all our dollars up. You can't call me, but I bet you I can call your bluff.
I've been going through a lot of things lately, and I'm just trying to find my way up out the dark. You feel me? And I'll be damned if I'ma let a hard time change me. I'm trying to find my way up out the dark. I know you gotta feel me. Feel me. Feel me. Feel me. Feel me.
So when we talk about things getting hard, it wasn't only here, it was all around the country. It was something that we didn't even know at the time that everybody was basically a part of, which was the war on drugs. So essentially, it led to a bunch of decline and anguish, in the Black community because you got the police coming in. People talk about like the Red Dogs back in the day, Madison County, they had the stack team. But essentially, you had Reagan and his crew that were, in with the Nicaraguan government, and they were, trafficking in, tons and tons and tons of cocaine and things of that nature. And they were taking that money to fight, a proxy war. So we were victims of that. And it's crazy if you really think back on it, because basically, to me, that's treason. How can a government essentially poison its people, will then turn around and they lock their people up for using that poison or selling that poison or whatever, Then you had, figures like Rick Ross and others that testified, to that effect that, there were military planes coming in with these drugs and stuff. They take it, they distribute it where they want it to go. The money essentially made it back to the government, and whatever. And it's like, for them to get away with something on such a gigantic scale is just, it's hard to fathom. And it's just crazy to really think about. And to this day, no one has ever had to answer for that. That's even worse. You had reporters that reported on it, and essentially they just drove them, out of a job. And I know at least one of them committed suicide, behind this craziness, just for trying to get to the bottom and trying to report the truth. And that's one of the talks that people really need to think about, because when people talk about things like reparations, for instance, in their mind, I believe they only think of slavery. Yes, there, you got the slavery portion, but I believe the reparations to me would be a talk because Black people have, just time and time again been taken advantage of and screwed over by their government. The governments they pay taxes to, these elected officials. When you think about, just everything from, banking discrimination, job discrimination, the whole Jim Crow era and everything that came along with it, just to make it up and then be part of the war on drugs where hundreds of thousands of people are really, arrested and sent to prison. And I believe the study was like, it was just black and brown people. It was only a few, white people you had that even, was arrested or ever, did any time for it. When the black people didn't have the planes, they didn't have the boats to get it here. And then that's still a fact to today, even all the way down to the whole little thing that's going on with fentanyl. You keep seeing these people going down and they giving them these NBA numbers, but it's like the government really could stop this stuff if they wanted to. And the whole conversation that you keep hearing is, this is the land of opportunity. They need to pick themselves up by their bootstraps and things of that nature. And yes, you have some of us that we've done that. But what about the majority that may not have that opportunity? We're lucky enough here in Alabama to where we have the infrastructure where people can go get jobs and be able to take care of their family. And what I mean by jobs, I'm not talking about no McDonald's or something to where you barely can live. You have to have something that at least puts you close to middle class or in middle class, without having to, you can go buy you a house. You can buy you a nice car. You would never be able to do that at a Walmart or a McDonald's or anything else. And the bootstraps conversation comes back to, I look at that just like a car accident. If I ran you over with my car and broke your legs, should you not file it to my insurance or should you not sue me just because, yeah, you will walk again one day? That's how I look at that right there. Just because you will walk again one day doesn't mean that I shouldn't have to pay for the damages that I caused today. So that's definitely a conversation that, needs to be had. There needs to be open dialogue, when it come down to it. There's a lot of people that benefited off of that during, that era. And then you had Clinton that came in with the 3 strikes you out. And, when you really get into politics, we've been trained as a black community to just automatically give our vote to a Democratic Party, but really think, hard, it's just in my 37 years, what has a Democrat really done for us? Essentially what, my analysis is on it is, people like Dr. King and so many others fought so hard to get us these rights. And I see everybody else get to come in and reap the benefits of those rights without having to put in any work. But we're still the ones that's getting beat in the streets.
Many will rise and fall while playing the game, and I'll be around to ease your heart into place, sharing your victories in a brand new day. Open your eyes to find.
I keep it 100 with my motherfucking niggas. Toting this 40 cal with a long ass extension. A fuck nigga running talk shit behind your back, but all this bread a nigga been spending that since I was at the age of 20 fucking 1. And I'm a real G if you ever met one. Foreign whip ride doing the whole motherfucking dash. These niggas can't keep up, money coming too fast. Talk shit and run up and they'll be buried in your ass. These niggas don't know how to keep it 100. I run up in your spot out number 300, but these bum ass niggas ain't got no money. You think you can come to the Ville where I stay? I keep them army guns, put them bitches in your face. Pussy ass nigga, get down on the floor. Home invasion only, all the real niggas know.
Many will rise and fall while playing the game, and I'll be around to ease your heart into lace, sharing your victories in a brand new day. Open your eyes.
I'm standing 10 toes down, but you better ask around. But fuck what you heard, I'm the man up in this town. I got it out the mud, bitch, because it's in my blood. And I'm married to the money, but bitch, I'm not in love. Got the drip when I walk, yeah, I know you see it on me. I keep it 100, I ain't never been a phony. I'm always by my lonely, but the 40 keep it on me. You can call me what you want, but in my pocket it's a vault. This is Rocket City's finest, and I'm still up on my shit. I ain't talking about retirement, cause I'm adding up a check. These niggas never been a threat, we beefing and say less. While I'm riding in my foreign, you shopping and pay less. I'm hitting this baby mama, you can call me a motherfucker, but the bitch got it twisted because I never love her. We be going meet to meet while we fucking in the sheets. Call me foreign whip, fucker in the back seat, bitch.
Many will rise and fall while playing the game, and I'll be around to ease your heart into lace, sharing your victories in a brand new day. Open your eyes to find
It's real shit right here. Gotta turn this up. Let's get it. All I got is one mic, one chance, and one love. All obsessed up in this culture, all they want to be is thugs. One chance, I'm pouring out my heart, and I mean all of it. So tired of them clout chasing, paper chasing, they need to be. Raise a generation, teach them better what it need to be. All the things that you went through, you're telling me you see, should see. That's why I push this music, got plenty people believing me. Rocket City, I'm repping, but the whole city is our turn. To all the labels in the city, pressure only make you shine. This pressure not an OG. Plenty was here before me, I will not let them down as I sit adjust my crown. We all kings in our own way, never care about what they say. You can be a billionaire in a room full of naysay. Loving hip hop, it made me breathe it until my last day. I sit and inject this venom, that's my words and my wordplay. Never said I'm the best, but it ain't many outwork me. That I know is for certain, leaving our sisters hurting. Generational scars, fathers locked behind them bars. So tired of hiding hurt, she flexing on Instagram, Snapchatting them pics, but what they fail to depict is the scars on her soul and the heart that has a hole. Wonder why she's so cold, it's cause life is taking its toll. Looking for that one love as her body is getting old. For the love of the world, these women will sell their soul. It's all in the family unit, this culture rejected too quick. They searching for what the truth is, but seeking you find what truth live. Ignoring the anxiety, all these snakes your third eye can sit. Believing all their energy, on the road to this greatness. I'm walking amongst the stars, ascending into the heaven with no hook, just bars. They rapping about their cars and all the drugs that they selling. They never talk about felony. Knowledge is what the heavens be. Loving all of this change that's happening deep inside of me. Never talking psychology. Pat on the back, I'm prodigy. Don't need you to acknowledge me. In the city, I'm a key. I'm sleeping where the greatest be. I'm always gonna keep it real, even all the snakes can see.